Yo, what's up guys? Bumshark here, back at it again with another Dungeon Realms YouTube video. Today, continuing the series, we're going to be going over my top 3 tier 3 farming spots. So starting it off is going to be the Tripoli Ruins, which is right next to the safe zone, which is pretty nice. So the reason why I like this place as a tier 2 spot is I think it's a pretty cool spot in general, but it also has a named elite that spawns here, Yakel the Ravager. There's also a pretty decent amount of chests, as you can see. Got a couple just in this area, and a pretty decent concentration of mobs. Earlier in this wipe, in tier 3, we actually went here at the very beginning because the mob levels are decently low, nothing too crazy. And there's enough mobs to sustain a pretty large amount of people. See, look at this. If you look over here, there's quite a lot of mobs, in my opinion. Super good spot if you're just trying to get, right into tier 3. I'd 100% recommend coming here as your first area. There's pretty good concentration of mobs in there, in the main area, but there's also a lot of mobs out here. More than I actually remember from the beginning of this one. The elite here actually does drop a pretty decent weapon, so that's why it's my third favorite tier 3 spot. So if you're starting out, 100% recommend coming over here. There's even some ore, so a pretty well-rounded spot. Oh, would you look at that? We spawned Yakel the Ravager. Hey, maybe we'll get lucky and see his axe. No, unfortunately not. No big deal. Alright, looks like we're pulling up to my second favorite tier 3 farming spot, Red Eye's Hideout. Now, there's a few reasons why this is my second favorite spot, and a pretty good spot just in general. As you can see, right off the bat, pretty good amount of mobs. Definitely a good spot to bring some friends in the beginning of a tier, or later on. I guess they are, decently high level. Yeah, level 57. So definitely a later in the tier farming spot. And just like the spot before, as well as it's a common occurrence amongst the previous videos, is that a named elite spawns here. Red Eye the Exiled Bandit. He's pretty cool. Drops a pretty nice. Drops a pretty neat scythe. If you do end up getting one, like during tier 3, probably honestly just stick with it. It's a pretty rounded spot, and if you make your way up to the top, yeah, here we go. Couple chests, not bad. Ooh, gem pouch. So decently rare. As you can see, there's kind of like tiers, I guess. There's like the up there, the higher level mobs, as well as the elite. I guess it's a pretty high level mob as well. And then down here, some mobs, and then down here. Pretty cool open area right here. Honestly, I'd give this place a pretty high rating in terms of tier 3 farming. There's a good amount of mobs. There's some ore as well if you're doing some mining. And there's a named elite with a healthy balance of chests. Personal favorite, You know, I farmed here probably every wipe for tier 3, at least in the recent past. And I'll continue coming here, you know. 100% would recommend this place. Alright, so we've arrived at the final spot we'll be covering in this video, which is my personal favorite, #1 tier 3 farming spot. And that would be Aasimar's tomb. Aasimar is the tier 3 named elite that spawns here. He spawns with a super good sword, as well as armor that has block and dodge on it. He's kind of like the Zolgrath of tier 3. I mean, I guess maybe Burek would be considered the Zolgrath of tier 3 because he does have an axe. But this guy does drop with block and dodge, similar to Zolgrath, the tier 5 named elite. The same kind of deal with the other spots is there's a really decent amount of mobs, which definitely factors into how good a spot is, at least in my opinion. Now, there may not be a super high concentration over there, but if you make it farther into the tomb, you notice the levels have also scaled up. Here we go. Yeah, this is nice. Really good amount of mobs, as well as some ore, just like the other spots. Oh, let's look at that. Legendary book. Chest as well. Not bad, nice enchant. We came here on tier 3, actually a little bit early. Probably we weren't really high enough level, so the mobs were kind of rough to handle. I ended up getting super lucky this wipe on tier 3. I almost had an entire Aasimar set. I managed to farm the sword, the boots, the pants, and the chest plate. Could not end up getting that final piece. I think I probably spent more time than I should have farming here. But in my opinion, this is the best tier 3 farming spot on the map. Pretty much the main reason for that is the named elite here, Aasimar the Great Knight, is super good. Drops a super dope sword. And if you get one, you'll end up doing crazy damage. One thing I hadn't noticed before is that there's actually a lot of ore here. So if you want to mine and farm, would definitely recommend this place. But make sure not to make the mistake we did and come here too early, because the mobs are pretty high level. Might get kind of rough to handle. Well, anyways, that will conclude this video, which is my personal top 3 tier 3 farming spots. Thank you for watching, and as always, the IP will be in the description of the video.